Hello friends, my name is William Daula, and I love coming and talking to you about manhood, because really that is my strength. I've majored in men. I major in the major, and that means that I have a lot to do with getting to understand how men think, how men carry themselves, and the challenges of men. Why? Because I'm a man, and as you can note, I'm growing up, and I realize that there are so many mistakes I committed along the way, and many young people are struggling with this. Now, the state that I've reached, I chose to give back. And this has taken me about 16 years when I started majoring in these issues of men. And I came across the principles of manhood through the majoring in men curriculum written by Eddie Cole. He was a man who studied the men's movement, and he taught principles. And I know many of you out there, the challenge is, am I a man? How do I know I'm a man? Like, when do I know that I'm ready to get married? These are challenges. These are questions that every young man has out there. So I took it up as my responsibility, together with my team, to see that we kind of come up with a teaching and aiding principle to help people know when to make decisions, at what time and when they should. So I know you're a dreamer, you're out there, and dreams have caused you problems because you see, you're dreaming and you don't have the resources or the capacity to actually fulfill or actualize your dreams. And you're not alone. When you look at the Bible, there's a young man who was called Joseph. And this guy would dream. Man, he would dream. But dreams brought him and caused him problems with his brothers. And he ended up being sold as a slave. Later on, he ended up being in his master's house and being accused. He was thrown into prison. But later on, he came out and he was next to the king in that country because he never gave up on his dream. And as I talk about this, actually, it reminds me about 5 kinds of death that a man can die. One of them, when you stop dreaming, you can be moving, but you're dead. Maybe a situation has arisen and it has killed all your passion. You feel you're not worth anything. Or somebody has told you something, somebody has broken your heart, and you feel you're not worth anything. So you die in that sense that you no longer have new ideas and there's no hope. Or you can die the physical death, and they say so and so is dead. In fact, they call you a dead body. That's another kind of death. And it's a death also that occurs and will occur to each and every one of us at one time. But also, you can die when you have died. The process of lowering you down into your grave is the third kind of death. And everybody will say, oh, he was such a good man and what have you. But the fourth kind of death is when people stop talking about you. After they have buried you, how long will it take when people are still talking about you? What was your contribution to this world where God brought you? What have you contributed? Your actions, your contributions, your innovations, your help will live on much, much longer after you've gone. But there are those who just end like that. You're buried and you're finished. And then there's the fifth type of death, where Jesus talked about 2 men who died. One of them was very rich. He died. Another one was very poor. He used to sit at his gate. He also died. And the 2 of them ended up in heaven. And when the rich man looked on the other side, he was in a place where there was a lot of torment and fire. He saw on the other side and saw this other man, he was called Lazarus, seated with Abraham. And he was saying, now you tell that poor man, he thought he He was still the poor man. You know, rich men have a way of ordering around things. He was saying, you tell that poor man to dip his finger in the water and come and quench my thirst. And then they told him, no. There's a big trench, actually a gulf between us and you. He cannot cross from here to come there. While you're on earth, you received all the good things, and you received the poor thing, the bad things. So you remain there. Then he says, at least let somebody go down on earth and let my relatives know that they don't come to this place full of torment. They said, there are people there who are preaching to them. If they don't listen to those who are preaching like I'm doing now, even if somebody came from heaven, they will not listen. So he died that fifth death. And that one is very, very frightening. That you get in the presence of God and you never go to where God is. You go to a place which is called hell. Jesus talked about heaven and hell. You go to hell. So it is my desire and cry that even as you listen to all this men's program, that you choose to go to heaven because it's a good place. And you choose to build yourself and build your manhood based on Christ. Because manhood and Christ-likeness are synonymous.